Let's go. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Katy. I am a solo female backpacker and I am currently here in Australia. So I just finished my time in Melbourne. If you haven't seen that vlog, I'll have it in an iCard. But right now what I've been doing for the past like 2.5 hours, almost, I am driving to Grampians National Park, or to Hostel, technically, that's where I'm staying. And I'm going to check out Grampians tomorrow. And then from there, I'll be going down the Great Ocean Road. So I have a few days. I have a rental car. She is driving on the left side of the road again. If you saw my vlog from Pembrokeshire, Wales, I was a little bit more like scared to drive on the left side, but I have to say for the most part it's been pretty good here. I've been mainly on the motorway, so it's kind of like for like people in the States, like driving the like I-95 or a place, something like that. But anyway, this guy's gonna see me vlogging. But anyway, yeah, it's been fairly easy. We have some weather coming in, not sure. Oh yeah, you can see that. So I'm just trying to get to Hallsgap by sunset, and I should. But anyway, I just wanted to check in. Welcome to the Grampians and Great Ocean Road vlog, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'm excited to see what we get into. Good evening. Apologies for the lighting, it's tragic, but hello. It is about 7-ish and I'm here at the Grampians YHA and in Hallsgap, and I'm gonna be here for 2 nights. Yeah, I'm gonna do some hiking tomorrow and just take in the national park. I kind of hit weather, some rain off and on the drive here, but like the last 20-25 minutes the sun was setting and it was beautiful, so I'm very excited to explore tomorrow. But I'm just chilling here. I got a private. I got upgraded to a family suite. I won't be using that, but much more space than I need. But yeah, so the room, I'll show you the room tomorrow when it's better lighting, but like I have a little porch area. But anyway, I'm just chilling here for a little bit and then I'm gonna go make dinner. I went to the general store in about it's like a 2-minute drive, and I saw kangaroos just chilling. I don't know if I'll get used to that. Seeing kangaroos by a gas station eating, but anyway, I'm just gonna chill here in the room for maybe another 15-20 minutes and then go to the kitchen and cook dinner. It was just a little bit busy, so I'm letting people hopefully cook their dinner and then hopefully it'll be a little calmer. But it's actually a really nice hostel, good kitchen, and yeah, so anyway, I'll just be here and yeah, welcome to Grampians National to Wednesday. Welcome to my hiking day. So I am here in Grampians National Park and I am hiking the Pinnacle loop from the Wonderland parking lot. I just did Splinters Falls, I think that's what it's called, and just to get the heart pumping, but now I'm kind of on the big hike, and I think the Grand Canyon, so there's Pinnacle and the Grand Canyon, and the Grand Canyon is closed. I'm not sure you can hear me, it's pretty windy. Let's see, I'm reading. just want to see if I can get in there. So we're gonna go, otherwise we're gonna go that way to the Pinnacle. So let me see if I can get to Grand Canyon though, but one of the staircases is closed, so we'll see. So as I said, I went to the Grand Canyon hiking area. I didn't stay there long because I couldn't go very far because the main kind of pathway that you could take to then go through the Grand Canyon up to the Pinnacle was blocked off, and it's been closed for a few years for repairs, so not sure when that's opening. But anyway, so I kind of backtracked and then started hiking up to the Pinnacle, and unfortunately the weather, as you can tell, wasn't great. It was definitely very overcast, very windy, and then it eventually started raining. So that's fun. But any day that you can hike, even if it's subpar weather, is a good day to be out there. But this hike, I wouldn't say it's super challenging, but it was definitely more challenging because of the rocks and the rain. It made it really slippery. But anyway, it was really nice. Hopefully when you go, maybe if you go in the summer, it'll be a lot better weather. Just make sure you bring water because it is definitely going to be hot in the summer. But anyway, at this point, I thought I had made it to the top, but actually I did not. You'll see in the video here shortly that I was like, oh yay, I made it to the top, but I actually didn't. And I actually ended up stopping this hike. I was almost to the top, but I actually ended up stopping because it was just too windy and I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to make it down. So anyway, you'll see a clip here shortly, and it's really windy, so sound warning, just FYI. Very pretty. I just don't get the whole view, but I'm gonna head down now and maybe do it. That sucks. It's so close. So anyway, I did have to cut the hike a little bit short. I did want to safely make it down, but I still had a great time. My Garmin stats say it was 3.5 miles, but definitely felt a lot further than that, probably just because it was mostly uphill. Oh, and look, the weather was nice. See, I got back to my car and the weather was beautiful. So anyway, but after the Pinnacle, I drove over to the Balconies, and it's another viewpoint, and the weather started getting crappy again. But it was just kind of that day, and you'll see here. Which is like a lookout point. I parked, I'll put it here, but I parked in this location and had a lookout, and then you can walk 1 kilometer to this other lookout. As you can't tell, it's really cold and windy. If it wasn't windy, it'd actually be okay, but the wind is pretty brutal. But with sights like that, I mean, how can you be mad? I'm on my last hike of the day. This is back more in Halls Gap. I am going to the Venus Baths. This is supposed to be a pretty easy hike. After the morning I had, I'm all about easy hikes, but I think this is like 1.5 miles or so. We'll see how much it ends up being, but the sun finally came out as soon as I left the mountains, or like more higher elevation. So anyway, take you along and wrap up a day of hiking. So just to show what I did today. So I am like over here, but I did this or this, I think via something like this. I was over here. Oh yeah, Wonderland Car Park was here, and then walked up there, and then the Pinnacle and back, and then I went to the, I don't see it on here, I think it's over here, the other place I went to, but then I'm here and I'm going to go to here, kind of in this area. So that's what we're doing. I did the Pinnacle from the Wonderland Car Park, but you can technically start the hike here, but I wanted to break it up. But if you want to do it all together, I want to say it's like 9 point something kilometers. So, but yeah, you can do it from here, but I just broke mine up, and I had the car anyway to drive to the car park. So from a long day of hiking. It was good, very windswept though, as you can tell. And I just want to give you a little tour of the hostel. But before I do that, look what's outside my window. Like, I was walking on the pathway over there and rounded the corner and there was a kangaroo. How fun. I mean, I know they're very common here, but that's not something I don't think I'm going to get used to. But how fun is that? Okay, so I'm in a private. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but I'm in a private, and I got upgraded to a family suite. So I clearly don't need all this, but it's actually a very big room, but has the 2 bunk beds, and then this is the bed I'm sleeping on. And then it has, up there are like blankets and such, and then down there I just have like my bag locked up. I don't really need to lock it, but whatever. And then just something to hang clothes on, and there's like a fan. But yeah, that's the room, and then the bathrooms are down the hall. But I'll do a little voiceover for the rest of the hostel because it's really nice, and I think you should stay here if you come here to hike because it's really nice. So let me quickly do a little voiceover. Continuing along with the hostel tour, so I'm taking you down the main hallway towards reception. I don't think I pan over, but this is right here, reception. And then you go straight into the kitchen. And I really like the kitchen. It's really big. Then you can see all the cubbies to put your food in. And then they have 2 sides to the kitchen. So they have this side. I think I'm just going to show you this side because that guy was cooking and I didn't want to bother him. But you can see there's lots of burners. There's fridges. The other side of the kitchen looks exactly the same. And it's a good eating area. And then there's 2 lounge areas. I didn't go in this one because I think there was someone in there, but I'll show you the other one in a second. There's also a nice outdoor area. So overall, this hostel is just like super nice and homey and cozy, and highly, highly recommend. This is the other room to chill out in, but definitely recommend staying here. It was very quiet when I went, but I enjoyed it. Oh, and the next morning, they have chickens. I saw the chickens, and that was really nice. So anyway, the next morning, I headed out to go to the Great Ocean Road. So it was a bit of a drive. It was like 2.5 hours or so.
I actually did the Great Ocean Road the opposite way most people do. A lot of people do it from Melbourne out and then back. I actually did from going back to Melbourne. So my first stop was actually to the Bay of Islands. Pretty viewpoint, not much to say about it. This is definitely one of the prettiest places I've ever seen, and it reminded me a lot of Portugal and the Algarve, but definitely had a great few days.
Hello and welcome to the Great Ocean Road. I am driving along the Great Ocean Road today and tomorrow on my way back to Melbourne. I drove from Grampians down, honestly, through a bunch of rural farmland, and I saw a lot of cows and a lot of sheep, but it was quite boring. But anyway, I'm here now. I just did my first stop, which was the Bay of Islands, which was very pretty. First impressions is that this reminds me a lot of the Algarve in Portugal. If you remember last year, I was there, and just initially, just like looking, it just reminds me a lot of that. But I mean, it's completely different. I will say it is pretty cold, and I am hoping for some warmer weather once I get to Sydney and going north. It is a bit on the chilly side, and I did not bring enough warm clothes for this. So anyway, it is overcast. I wish it was sunny, but the sun is trying to peek out, but at least it's not raining, but I definitely wish there were some more sun rays, because I feel like I've seen mostly clouds since I've gotten to Australia. So anyway, like I said, I first was at the Bay of Islands, and then now I'm just pulled off the car park at the Bay of Martyrs. So we'll see what's kind of around here, walk out, stretch our legs, and then we'll continue down. My goal today is to drive to Apollo Bay, which is where I'm staying for the evening. So I have some stops along the way, which I'll take you on, but the car park is getting full and I'm feeling awkward vlogging, so let's go take a look at the Bay of Martyrs.
So after my stop at the Bay of Islands, I went literally 2 minutes up the road to the Bay of Martyrs. Again, another very pretty overlook. You can see the water. You can tell the weather, again, wasn't the greatest, but the sun kind of kept coming in and out. And while it was cold, it was honestly just a nice day. So I definitely recommend, definitely do the Great Ocean Road. It's a huge thing people should do when they come to Australia. Then I also stopped at the Grotto, which was pretty close by. It's well known for this little archway here. It makes for a great photo op, but this is kind of the main attraction here. Definitely very pretty. And then I went up the road again, not too far. A lot of these overlooks or these outlooks are very close to each other. But I went to another place called London Bridge because this big rock, I don't think it's even called a rock, but it looks like a bridge. So they call it London Bridge. Kind of a cute little name there. And then I headed over to Loch and Gorge. Is that how you say it? And this is a spot I definitely recommend. It's pretty popular, so just know that you'll see a lot of people. But this area right here, gorgeous view of the ocean with all the rocks. I don't think they're called rocks. I mean, they are rocks, but you know what I mean. But super, super pretty. Makes for some great photo opportunities, Instagram, etc. And at this point, I think it was about an hour and change, maybe hour and a half until sunset. So the sun was starting to get that pink and purple, and it was super pretty. Another place you can stop are the Gibson Steps. This was recommended to come here to get some great photos of the 12 Apostles, which is a huge thing on the Great Ocean Road. Personally, while this place was really pretty and very quiet, at least when I went, I didn't have the greatest lookouts of the 12 Apostles, so I actually backtracked like 2 minutes and went to the visitor center and to the actual official outlook for the 12 Apostles, which definitely recommend. Also, there's actually not 12 of them. I think there's like 7 of them still standing, but definitely a huge highlight on the Great Ocean Road. And also, you may even see some sheep.
Good morning. I am continuing my adventure down the Great Ocean Road, and I'm heading back to Melbourne because tonight I have a flight to my next destination. But I have pretty much the whole day because my flight isn't until about 6:30, 6:45-ish. So I have pretty much the whole day to explore. So right now I'm at Maits Rest Rainforest Park, and I'm just going to take a quick little walk around and then head back the direction I just came, because I went backwards because this was closed when I drove by it last night because it was really pitch black dark and it was really scary. But I just backtracked about 10-15 minutes. And I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to head back towards Apollo Bay where I stayed last night. Gas up, because my gas light's on. And then continue down the coast. I'm going to walk around Apollo Bay just a little bit, but then I'm going to just check out some more viewpoints. I'm trying to make it to Torquay with enough time to at least walk around for 45 minutes an hour before heading back to drop off the car near the airport and then going to the airport. So I'll take you along with me, and let's go check out this rainforest walk. I'm excited.
I definitely recommend stopping at Maits Rest Rainforest Walk. It's only going to take about 15-20 minutes, but it was just so crazy to see something like this along the Great Ocean Road, because you're looking at the ocean and all this, but this is like you're literally feel like you're in the middle of the rainforest. I didn't see other places like this until honestly I went to the Daintree Rainforest at the end of my trip. So it's only going to take you, like I said, 15-20 minutes, but super cool. Definitely one of the highlights of my time on the Great Ocean Road. And then if you go down just a few miles, or a few minutes I should say, you get this really great overlook. So like stop at this overlook. It's really pretty. Then I went back to Apollo Bay, which is where I stayed the night before, and I just walked around. It's a cute little town with various shops and little cafes. The beach is also really nice. If you want to take some surf lessons, you can do so there as well. I just stayed at a really cheap like roadside motel, which was actually really nice, but there's also the Apollo Bay YHA if you want to stay in a hostel. Then I went to the Memorial Arch, which is super iconic part of the Great Ocean Road. Typically, if you're doing the road from Melbourne out, this is going to be your first stop with the sign. It was kind of like a little treat. It's like the finish line for me. So anyway, it was pretty cool. And then make sure you take a couple minutes to look at the beach just right outside, because it's very nice and you only have to walk like a minute from the parking area. Then again, I was kind of starting to get on a time crunch, but I stopped at the Lighthouse here, and again, super pretty. I don't know what else to describe it. I mean, it was just really pretty along the Great Ocean Road. And my final stop was to the Chocolaterie, where you can get a sweet treat to cap off your time on the road.
Well, so I had a great afternoon exploring more of the Great Ocean Road. I am going to not go to Torquay, unfortunately, but I think I'm just going to be a little bit too close to the time that I need to drop off my car, and I still need to get gas for the car before I drop it back off. So unfortunately, we're going to skip it, but we still saw a lot of beautiful sights, and I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. If you like this video and you like joining me and you want to continue to join me on my Australia trip, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It would really help me out. And also, if you would give this video a thumbs up, tell your friends about it. It really helps me out because I'm trying to grow my little community here on YouTube. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. I am going to play some tunes, drive to the gas station and the car rental place, and I will catch you all in my next destination. Alrighty, bye. I am in a camper van for the next, well, I guess now 5 nights. Still cold, still rainy, but still having a good time. I think there's something wrong with the van.
I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money